Howdy, Samurai Spirit here, back with another timely video on Kishōtenketsu, the common 4-act story structure used in all of the manga and anime that you know and love. As Sun Tzu probably said,
"If you want to tell good stories, you must first understand the stories that you enjoy."
So that's why today I've decided to break down the first episode of my favorite anime of all time, Genius Studio Trigger's classic first series, Kill la Kill. Airing between 2013 and 2014, Kill la Kill introduced a whole new generation of latent weebs to anime and made them fall in love with badass girls doing badass things. It tells the story of Ryuko Matoi, the most badass, kick-ass, tough-ass, ass girl that ever fought a pair of clothes in pitched combat, and her story to avenge her murdered father. It's a great action show, and as a fan, I feel very serviced while watching it. But most important to me as a writer, I find Kill la Kill to be one of the funniest and most creative anime series that I've ever watched. So that's why we're here today, to break down Kill la Kill into the 4-act story structure and see how Studio Trigger worked to make the first episode of their first series a smash success. Key Introduction. Now, if you're an anime fan and you haven't seen Kill la Kill yet, then I'd highly recommend that you do so, because this series starts things off with a bang, giving viewers one of the most iconic, pedal-to-the-metal introductory sequences in anime history, as class disciplinary chairman Iragama Gori attempts to retrieve a stolen piece of advanced technology called a Goku uniform, which is basically what gives people their powers in Kill la Kill. An introduction sequence is about establishing your main characters, what their goals are, and the setting in which the story takes place. And while Kill la Kill certainly does parts 1 and 2, introducing us to important characters like Ryuko, Satsuki, and even little slipping Mako over here, Trigger's main success in this introduction segment is in establishing the world of Kill la Kill. This is a show about a crazy world where a high school girl runs Honnouji Academy with an iron, fascist-like fist. And this is a show that goes hard in the most ridiculous ways imaginable, both in terms of action and action in your pants. And this introduction does a great job of showing the audience what that's going to be like. We get larger-than-life villains, over-the-top propaganda speeches, people's clothes flying off, and a badass establishing shot of our hero. We may not know everything about Ryuko yet a couple minutes into the show, but we know the most important stuff right away. She's an outsider coming into an incredibly wacky world on a mission to kick ass and eat lemons. And she's all out of lemons. Show development. The story develops with Ryuko making friends with Mako Mankanchuko, the aforementioned sleepyhead who somehow never regained consciousness during the swatting of her homeroom.
FBI, open up!
Ryuko learns more about the setting and how terrible things are under Satsuki, and the audience learns that Ryuko is out to avenge her dead father when she confronts Lady Satsuki like a total badass, only to then be beaten up by the boxing club leader, showcasing the true power of a Goku uniform in a way that we previously hadn't witnessed. Totally outmatched, Ryuko is forced to retreat back to her father's old house, where we then enter 10. Twist. The twist in the story comes when Ryuko is introduced to Senketsu. Well, at this point he's more of just an unnamed perverted sailor uniform, but he's the character that will soon be known as Senketsu, a mysterious invention of her father's that politely and consensually affixes himself to Ryuko behind some rubble, like the symbiote from Spider-Man 3. Although, thankfully, instead of transforming her like this, he transforms her like this. With Mako about to be deep-fried in a totally non-suggestive manner, Ryuko re-emerges with her new friend Senketsu and kicks the boxing club leader's ass up and down the block, using her newfound rudimentary understanding of how boxing works. Ketsu Conclusion. The episode concludes with Ryuko sullying the cheek of Lady Satsuki with the boxing club leader's blood. An incredible feat considering that it's the first time anyone has gotten anywhere near that close to the untouchable and all-feared leader of Honnouji Academy. And that's where the episode ends, with Ryuko issuing yet another badass challenge to Satsuki, setting up the next episode and the rest of the series as a whole.
Now, you're gonna tell me who this belongs to! Satsuki Kiryuin.
Like I mentioned in a previous episode when I talked about Jujutsu Kaisen, every story uses these 4 acts of story structure, but they can all come at them from their own unique angle depending on what the storyteller is most interested in presenting and when. In this case, I think Studio Trigger's main goal was to establish the tone of Kill la Kill, and in that, they were incredibly successful. The first episode of Kill la Kill is a lot of fun, and it is very wild, something that will become the norm throughout the rest of the show. We get to know Ryuko and Mako a lot better over the next few episodes, and that works just fine. When it comes to balancing these competing factors in terms of how much attention you give to them and when, things like character building versus world building, I think that's something that depends on the project and the story that you're telling. And Kill la Kill gives us a great example of how an introduction isn't just one episode. You can use the first few episodes to fully introduce your story, and the same goes for the first few chapters of your manga or novel. Just make sure that you attend to all of these things in a reasonably timely fashion, in a way that works for what you're doing. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then I'd appreciate it if you stuck around to catch the next one. And don't forget to leave me a suggestion for a topic you'd like to see me cover next. See you next time. Bye. What about that?